So I've come out here very early. Luckily we are in the middle of August, so I don't have to get up at 4 anymore, but well, 4:30 to catch the morning features, so fog and sunrises. Right now I've come out to photograph the heather and it is just in full bloom. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And this morning, as you can see around me here, I have quite a lot of fog. Not like super dense fog. It was super dense when I was driving out here, but it has evaporated a little bit or moved away or whatever you call it. And right now I'm photographing this beautiful lone-ish tree with the hill here in the background. And yeah, it's very simple. I'm playing around with my 24-205 and my 12-24, and I'm trying both verticals and horizontals. Settings wise, super easy. Aperture priority f16 to get everything in focus, maybe f11 dependent on the composition, and that's about it. Super simple. Put the tree either on one of the thirds or straight in the middle. There are just so many beautiful and simple minimalist photographs around here in the fog. We have so many lone trees that are just standing on a carpet of heather. So I'm also trying to use the road here in the background as a leading line, but in many ways I don't really need it. It's basically just about isolating one of these trees in the fog and using the heather underneath it to, as a foreground and midground or whatever, all the way through the scene. It just looks so beautiful. Right here, right now, I have put on the 24-205 and zoomed all the way in, and I'm using like one tree which is down the road, let's call it that, down the road. And it just stands out as a beautiful focal point, and I'm using the road as the leading line through the scene and trying to incorporate a little bit of the heather next to the road also. So again, very simple scene. Even though I'm shooting at f16, I will have to focus stack it, so I'm putting it down to f11 and making 2 shots to get it all sharp all through the scene. So I've moved to a location with a few more trees, but it's still super simple, super minimal. Yeah, it's just heather and trees, and that's it. So right now for this composition, what I'm aiming for is of course to have all the heather here in the foreground. And there is kind of like a line just straight in front of me that kind of leads directly towards the tree. How much it will come out on the final photo, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Again, I'm focusing just to be sure, but I think f16 is enough to get the entire shot in focus. And that's about it. So yeah, it doesn't really make any sense to explain anymore. Just watch the photo. If you want to know more about composition in landscape photography, be sure to get my ebook on the subject. You can get the free light version of the ebook by signing up for my newsletter. So generally this morning, the first couple of photos I'm pretty certain came out good, but I'm not sure about the hill photos. I've come all the way down to the foot of the one hill. I'm on my way up, mosquito, on top of the other hill. And I found like this super duper minimal photo. You can see all the way up there. There is a tree, and you can see here I've framed it like this. I put on the long lens, and well, you can't see it. There it is. And the one thing I fear standing here is that because of the fog and because of the just white background, it's going to be a little bit too minimal, maybe. I will have to take out some brightness. I think so. It's so interesting trying to stand here, analyze what I'm going to do in post-processing, because I like the composition, I like the photo, but it might be a little bit too boring. But yeah, you never know. So get the shot with the data, with the settings that you think will work out, and then you can always discard it when you come back home. So I think I found the strongest composition of the day, but yeah, the fog is actually in the way. I'm not benefiting from the fog. I love fog, but in this particular case, what fog is good for is creating a sense of depth when there is a lot of stuff in your scene, like woodland, or to remove background details, or at least obscure them. And the problem is right now that I'm on top of the hill, so I'm shooting more or less straight up into the sky. And I would actually prefer to have some kind of interest up there. Some clouds, a sunset, like even a blue sky with some white clouds, I would say is actually better than what I have right here. And it's really, really sad because the fog is so good. The problem is that when I was walking in the forest, the fog only lingers for a couple of meters in, and then there's just like clear. So out here there's too much fog, in the forest there's no fog. So yeah, you can't have it all. I guess I have to find another composition, but I really like this one. It's so good, it's so simple. It's lone tree on top of a hill, having a staircase leading up to it in a slight curve, and then have heathery fields on either side. Like, it doesn't get better than that. The sun, and what a sight it is! Glorious! Exactly as I wanted. Well, not exactly as I wanted it. I just wanted something really cool, and this is really cool. As you can see here, the sun is actually just up here behind the tree, so I'm trying to catch the sunburst through the tree, and then when the sun actually comes out a bit, it lights up everything here, so the staircase too, which is just so good. As you can see here, working on this composition here. This is so nice, so nice. So I'm moving a little bit back and forward all the time just to make sure that I'm catching all of it. I'm trying both vertical and horizontal. This is just, yes. It was really worth lingering around until the sun started to evaporate. It is often here, just when the sun evaporates, that you get the most atmospheric conditions. So, yes! If you struggle with composition in landscape photography, be sure to get my 2 ebooks. They're designed to be easy to read and are full of examples. You can get them and the light versions via the links down in the description. If you enjoyed this video and want to see even more, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and as always, I would highly appreciate both a like and a comment.